Dominica's Prime Minister comments on CARICOM head's rejection of PANCAP's HIV/AIDS paper, Caribbean AIDS statistics alarming, and the Prime Minister reveals plans for a cricket academy for Dominica. Thank you for joining us for another edition of National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis.
And I'm Mervin Matthews. Stay for us for details of the headline stories and others after this.
Did you know the Caribbean Court of Justice is two courts in one? The CCJ has two functions: an original jurisdiction, which deals with your right to move between CARICOM countries freely, and your right to move your money and your business. This is the basis of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, CSME, and the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, and an appellate jurisdiction to hear appeals from courts of those countries which decide to use it as their final court of appeal and no longer go to the Privy Council. All CARICOM member states who have signed the agreement establishing the CCJ are members of the CCJ.
Thanks for staying with us. When heads of CARICOM met earlier this month, the body rejected a paper from the Pan-Caribbean Partnership Against HIV and AIDS. Dominica's Prime Minister, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, commented on the decision on Monday. PANCAP's proposal, a Justice for All program, was launched on World AIDS Day in December 2013 and was meant to tackle the high incidence of stigma and discrimination practices in the region. Prime Minister Skerrit explained the reasons for the head's rejection of the paper.
I want to say very clearly that every head of government, including that of Dominica, supports fully the fight against HIV/AIDS, and will do everything to continue allowing our citizens who are affected by HIV/AIDS to continue to have access to free medication and cheaper medication. In Dominica's case, we've allowed it to happen. And you've seen in the management of HIV/AIDS, we have been on top of this as far as the government is concerned. We felt that the Justice for All roadmap was very broad in nature, and it included a number of controversial issues, which heads felt that they were not empowered at that conference to take decisions on. This is a matter which should go back to our respective countries for specific and broad consultations with the whole of the country, because part of it included the recognition of almost same-sex marriages and people with different sexual orientations. So this is a matter which we felt we could not take a decision on at this meeting. It should go back to respective countries for discussions.
The Prime Minister is of the opinion that the fight against HIV and AIDS should not be complicated but should take a clearer and less contentious approach. Responding to questions from the media regarding Dominica's stance on homosexuality and same-sex marriage, Honorable Skerrit says Dominica's government is not adverse to discussions from stakeholders and interested groups or individuals.
I have asked to meet them to hear the views. But, you know, if you're going to write to one person and tell me so, if you're going to write a group, then tell me so. So we need to know who it is we're going to be discussing it. But I think maybe his schedule was not able to coincide with mine. But we have no problem in meeting and discussing with them on their issues, their concerns, their recommendations. But it's not only about discussing in the media. You have to avail yourself and your other members to discuss the government.
The government leader has stated clearly, however, that there will never be any legislative changes to effect same-sex marriage under his leadership.
We have no difficulty discussing the issues, just that we have to also hear the other side of the discussion. And I don't think any one group should impose any views, particular views on any one group. So we have to respect these views. But there are some things that I'll make it clear that this government will not accept, and we will never allow for the state to recognize same-sex marriage in our country. You know, we don't think, if other countries want to do it, that's a matter for them. But there are certain guiding principles that we must follow.
Honorable Skerritt assured the public that the law will not target individuals for their lifestyles.
In more news, the Ministry of Education is working to combat a reading problem in education institutions. During the DBS reading competition finals last week, the Minister for Education, Honorable Peter Sejan, noted that the Ministry of Education is facing these reading challenges head-on.
We at the Ministry of Education have recognized that the key to success of our students is to develop their reading skills. And we have realized that there are challenges, but that we are facing those challenges head-on. And we pledge that, and we will continue to monitor and regularly assess our students' performance from preschool up onto the secondary level, where we believe that at that stage they should be successful at reading.
The minister revealed that his ministry has implemented a reading program along other strategies which have seen a positive outcome.
I am pleased to inform that this reading program and all the other strategies that we have put in place as a ministry have yielded a positive impact on the reading levels at our schools. In fact, to my mind, this reading competition has become sort of what I can term as an institution. And as such, DBS Radio and courts must be commended for the effort that you have made over the years.
The Honorable Minister urges teachers to work with the students from an early age to ensure success.
I call upon the schools to work with our students, not just for the annual reading competition, but throughout the year to ensure that we have a functionally literate people here in Dominica.
On the heels of fast-paced and exciting cricket at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium on July 5th and 6th, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt has announced government's plans to lead the way in cricket development on the island. The Prime Minister says his government believes strongly that the sport ought to be taken more seriously in Dominica, and to lead the way, several steps have been taken to establish a cricket academy on the island.
I have always maintained, and you would have heard me during the commentary on Saturday in respect to cricket, that we tend to look at the West Indies cricket team and determine who we have to change and who should not change to addressing the misfortunes or the fortunes of the West Indies cricket team. I have offered the Dominica Cricket Association that we would partner with them to host a cricket academy, so we could have young men and indeed women who are interested in cricket to have them under a regular training regime. We cannot call somebody 2 days before to join a team and expect them to perform at the level at which they should be performing. We have already assisted the Cricket Association with the construction of the facility at Benjamin's Park. We have funded some aspects of it, and the president of the Dominica Cricket Association has prepared an outline, a framework of how we're going to implement this cricket academy. I believe they have identified somebody who will be coordinating or managing this cricket academy, and the government will provide the funds to the Cricket Association to implement that project. Because we have to ensure that we have more cricketing in Dominica at all levels.
The Prime Minister told the media on Monday that the recent T20 matches are in fact actualizations of his government's vision for Dominica.
In respect to cricket, as you know, when I addressed the nation after the 2009 general elections, I said that Dominica will become, well, we will certainly be hosting cricket and will become one of the favorite host nations. That statement has come to pass. Dominica is highly regarded to hosting international cricket, and all teams that have come here, every team has visited Dominica, has had excellent reviews of the facilities, that is to say, the Windsor Park Stadium. And this weekend past, where we hosted the T20, sorry, you would have seen the crowds that appeared when you compare to other countries which hosted cricket in recent time. I mean, the stadiums were empty. In Dominica's case, people were searching for tickets. People couldn't find tickets to come in, especially yesterday, though the rain affected to some extent Saturday. So we're well on our course to advancing cricket in Dominica in terms of hosting cricket.
Overall, Dominica leader says the advancement of cricket on the island will take the concerted efforts of all concerned.
Unless we start developing cricket at a grassroots level, having more cricket at the schools, more cricket at the community level, it's going to be a challenge. But our young people themselves must see cricket as a career, that there are opportunities there. You cannot want to be part of a team and not come to training, not come to practice, and then you show up in your one-day outfit or your 4-day cricket outfit and expect to perform, and expect Walters, who is part of the selection panel of the West Indies, to say, let me send you to Barbados for training. It's not going to happen that way. You understand? It's not going to happen that way. People must see it, and they must not see themselves playing for somebody else. Too many times I hear sportsmen say they're playing for somebody, a coach or the Minister of Sports or something, even for myself. Because when you go to the West Indies Cricket Board, as Shane is receiving his salary, he's not sharing it with anybody. That is his salary. That's his match fee. That's for him. You know. So we have to look at it as something like, you know, we are school teachers, we are politicians, we work, and we earn a living.
Honorable Skerritt expressed his intentions to improve the lighting at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Helen Royer, revealed at the start of a 2-day stakeholders consultation on Tuesday that the Caribbean has the second highest incidence of HIV/AIDS in the Americas, and the size of the epidemic is second only to that of sub-Saharan Africa. According to the 2005 assessment survey, there were approximately 350,000 to 590,000 people living with HIV and AIDS within the region. Addressing the consultation, Royer expressed that all nationals should accept accountability for the mitigation of HIV and AIDS.
We cannot underestimate that the existence of HIV/AIDS poses a serious challenge to humankind, as to date there is neither a vaccine nor a cure for AIDS. We cannot sit idly by thinking that it's not our business, because HIV/AIDS is a human development problem fueled by many factors.
Coordinator of the National Response Program for HIV and AIDS, Julie Frampton, says that as a result, it is critical that the negative impact of HIV in Dominica is mitigated, particularly as it relates to males who account for a higher percentage of HIV-positive cases.
At the end of 2013, that should have said 410 cumulative cases. We have a male-dominated epidemic with over 70% of our cases being male. So the 410 up to the end from 1987 to end of 2013 doesn't mean that all these people are alive. Okay? You will see how many people in care as we go along. So 70% of all our cases are male, and the age group most affected is our 25 to 49 age group.
Dominica's first HIV/AIDS case was reported in 1987. At the end of 2013, there were 410 cumulative cases of HIV/AIDS in Dominica, while Haiti and the Dominican Republic account for 79% of individuals living with HIV/AIDS in the Caribbean. The main purpose of Monday's conference was to develop a national strategic plan for AIDS in Dominica for the year 2015 to 2019. The strategic plan seeks to address the health needs for HIV-positive individuals, as well as interventions to reduce the risk of HIV transmission to others. Nurse Frampton noted that the main goals of the plan are to reduce the incidence of HIV in Dominica and alleviate negative impacts on individuals. According to Royer, the ministry recognizes the importance of the development of an NSP for Dominica.
The Ministry of Health realizes that this is very important, and we need to ensure that we have strategic directions to deal with the problem. since the majority of persons infected come from the productive age group of 25 to 49. The Ministry of Health realizes that for outstanding success, a multi-stage process would be required, and before implementing, all stakeholders must be sensitized to the strategic plan.
AIDS is now the leading cause of death among 15 to 45-year-olds in the Caribbean. GIS News will bring you more from this consultation in Thursday's newscast.
In spite of the devastating effects of disease in the form of black sigatoka, many banana and planting farmers are still holding strong in their efforts to realize thriving, successful farms. The Ministry of Agriculture and GIS News visited one of these farms in the community of Grand Bay last week. Reno Blaise, a farmer for more than 20 years, said Dominicans need to get more serious about agriculture.
I encourage Dominicans to plant. I am giving plants to people all around the island because Ministers had also sent me to South America, where we had spent a lot of time on farms where they were planting plantains, how to cause the plantain tree to produce plants. And in this country, we are taking farming as a joke. But these places, they're taking farming as what in England they say, your livelihood. But we are not taking, and when I say we, I mean Dominicans, we are not taking what we're doing serious enough.
Blaise went on to describe his export business.
I'm exporting at this moment to UK because I'm exporting there from 1986. UK is a very, very large market because they buy from all the Caribbean islands, South America, Africa. We expect good stuff. Many people are bringing anything they want for you, expect you to take it and ship it. But shipping in agricultural business is not a charity thing.
The farmer further revealed how he preserved his plants from the black sigatoka disease.
But the success of that is, I find, is by feeding the tree, making the tree feel healthy and produce a lot of more green leaves. You trim the yellow leaves, you got to have green leaves to keep the tree standing. And what can produce the green leaves is the nutriment you give it.
Ryan Anselm, head of the Plant Protection and Quarantine Services, noted that the Ministry of Agriculture is elated to see this success in one of the most badly affected areas of the island.
We are very happy that we have success in managing black sigatoka in one of the most severe areas where black sigatoka has been causing serious problem in the south of the island.
With less than a week left for its performance calendar, the sixth form Cicero Singers Choir is anxiously preparing to stage its annual production choral memoirs under the distinguished patronage of His Excellency the President Charles Savre and Mrs. Savre. Formed as an initiative by the Cultural Division in 1994, the group has successfully staged 13 choral theatre productions over the years with the artistic directorship of Senior Cultural Officer Pearl Christian. In commemoration of its 20th anniversary milestone, and as its name suggests, this year's production will symbolize a year in reminiscence of Cicero's past. This will include cameo performances by past group members. The show also promises many surprises apart from bright new faces, which are added to the choir every year. The sixth form Cicero Singers will host their 14th production at the Arak House of Culture this Friday and Saturday, July 11 and 12, and at the Portsmouth Catholic Church Hall on Sunday, July 13. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Louis. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, qui a fait report succès grand meeting CARICOM qui prend place en Antigua semaine passée. Selon Premier ministre Skerritt, il a discuté en le bagay en meeting cela. Premier ministre Skerritt fait parole qui discussion chaîne qui concerne plan stratégique pour CARICOM pour courir l'année 2015, l'année 2019. Rangement affaires commodités entre Canada et puis CARICOM aussi discuté par ces chefs gouvernement là. Ça fait qu'à concerner changement climatique pour des pays qui a développé, ça veut Small Island Developing States (SIDS) et puis agenda pour courir CARICOM après l'année 2015 aussi taper attention. Il y a un grand meeting qui concerne le changement climatique qui est en place en Samoa en septembre l'année dernière. Selon le Premier ministre Skerrit, ces chefs-là d'accord manière ils ont débattre en grand meeting là. Et les chefs gouvernement CARICOM bien d'accord qu'on seule politique étrangère, c'est la meilleure façon pour le pays qui a développé. Michael Henderson aussi fait présentation sanction CARICOM qui est sorti à tête en compétition chanson organisation cela qui organisée. Premier ministre Skerrit complimenté Henderson à ses achievements. En d'autres nouvelles, Dominique et puis Brésil, c'est un arrangement pour plus coopération technique. C'est le ministère Management de l'eau, Honorable Reginald Austri, plusieurs aspects qui tapent attention en bas arrangement cela.
Le Brésil, c'est peut-être cinquième plus large économie en pays là. Il y a l'eau, a lot of resources. Et nous avons un ambassadeur ici au Brésil, nous avons un bon diplomatic relations avec le Brésil. Avec nous avons l'autre agreement là aussi, c'est pour nous plus divers agreements là nous avons coopéré en différents aspects économie, en éducation, en culture, en forestry. Puis c'est là Brésil really, c'est là il fort. Et nous avons dit que l'agreement là aussi qui bat nous en avenue pour nous avoir un plus grande coopération agreement avec Brésil.
En autre nouvelle, travail qui a progressé bien formidable à la station police en la plaine. Parole celle-là sorti du Parlement, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean.
Nous signons un contrat avec un contracteur, Kelvin Henderson, pour bâtir police station La Plaine. Aujourd'hui, il y a un plaisir pour apporter qui travail qui a marché bien à la police station là. Aussitôt, il a fini ça nous a créé inspecteur quarters là, ça c'est là inspecteur police là qui a fait résidence. Et travail qui a continué bien à la police station là même. Il a fait premier deck là et actuellement il a travaillé à la fait là, ça c'est deuxième état là deck là. Il a jusqu'à la fin de mois en août pour compléter le projet là et moi je crois que manière yo ka travail qui yo ke vraiment joindre target ça là. Et moi, je veux dire, véritablement, ça c'est un grand investissement que le gouvernement Dominique a fait en sous ce pays-là et en La Plaine. Et c'est faux, moi, crier en sous peuple La Plaine pour vraiment que le gouvernement a travaillé nous en La Plaine.
Et puis finalement, l'Office Paro en Dominique qui voyait un report consultation qui tient en Dominique, qui a concerné UHC, ça c'est Universal Healthcare, bon standard de santé pour tout le monde. Parole ça la sortie hors officier Paro en Dominique, Shirley Augustine.
Chaque pays après une chaîne meeting qu'on nous a fait aujourd'hui là, ni pour mettre un report ensemble pour voyer ça nous a les babad, mais babad ni pour voyer l'Amérique. C'est la headquarters Paro yé. Et c'est Paro qui est conserve toutes affaires World Health Organization, ça c'est santé mondiale. C'est pays américain avec Dominique, les Caribbean. Nous avons envoyé un report ça en nous avons un bel report parce que après midi là tout actuellement c'est nous mettons en 4 différents groupes pour travailler avec une section pour répondre comment Dominique allait implémenter Universal Health Coverage pour une santé pour tout le monde.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson and Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, tips on how to be financially savvy.
Did you know the Caribbean Court of Justice is 2 courts in 1? The CCJ has 2 functions, an original jurisdiction, which deals with your right to move between CARICOM countries freely and your right to move your money and your business. This is the basis of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, CSME, and the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, and an appellate jurisdiction to hear appeals from courts of those countries which decide to use it as their final court of appeal and no longer go to the Privy Council. All CARICOM member states who have signed the agreement establishing the CCJ are members of the CCJ.
You asked for it. See more evidence of development right here on the Government Information Service.
Financial Information Month is here once again. Here are some tips to financial success. Get paid what you're worth and spend less than you earn. Stick to a budget. Pay off credit card debt. Contribute to a retirement plan. Have a savings plan.
Invest. Maximize your employment benefits. Review your insurance coverage, update your will, and keep good records. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm.
Friend us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Kerdisha.
And I'm Mervin. Thanks for watching.